ready for the Blackout Part 2?
Come to this blackout ready to have fun.
In July 16th in Atlanta, Georgia.
It's almost time for the blackout. Hey, is you ready for the blackout? Hey.
Oh my God, this episode was such a waste of time. What's going on YouTube?
Jamar.
What's going on YouTube?
Washington.
This is boy Jamar here once again. Hey, what's going on YouTube? This is your boy Jamar here again, and yesterday was the 4th of July, and I completely forgot that Love and Hip Hop came on. So I saw, some of my other fellow YouTubers discussing it on their respective channels, which also reminds me, it is July 5th as I'm recording this video. You know what that means? There are 11 days until the blackout. Have you gotten your tickets for the blackout? Right now, they're still $20. sweetandgreetc@gmail.com. Send in your $20 via PayPal. You can get your ticket. Now, if you want to be, uppity about it and pay $25 at the door, that's your prerogative. But for those of us who are trying to save on their coins, pay that good $20 ahead of time. Because we are getting ready. Stuff is starting to get slowly prepared. We're going to Six Flags. Make sure if you have not, because I haven't said this in the video yet, if you have not gotten your Six Flags tickets, I was the one who went and I called. There was some issue with the code we had before. So she gave me a code that gives you about $20 off. The code word is youth. Okay? You buy your ticket on a Six Flags website. Make sure you use a laptop because it doesn't work on your phone. Do that. Get $20 off. If you do the tax and everything included, it came up to about $45, which is better than about $60-something at the park on the day of. So make sure y'all go and do that. Party with us July 15th and 16th at the Blackout in Atlanta, Georgia, and we're gonna get it popping. Now that we got that out the way, let's talk about this episode, which really could have just been saved because there was nothing about it. I was just kind of like watching it like, okay. It was one of them type episodes, so. Basically, let's see, where do we start? So, Mama D still has this idea that she is going to release an album and become some hip-hop artist or of some sort. No. Just because even if... Now, this is a good question. This is an interesting question. Let's say through some divine way of God, Mama D puts out a collection of songs that are actually good somehow. Okay? Let's say that she puts out stuff that we actually like for whatever reason. Will her stunts and shows and Royal Palace and shit, will that deter you from supporting her music? I want to ask y'all that. Like, if she put out something that was just bomb and fire as hell, like something top 40 material, I don't know how Mama D, that would be a miracle to me. But that's not here to there. The question is, if she put out something that was actually of high quality, would you buy it? Or would her shenanigans from her on this TV show kind of make you seem like, I'll pass. That's I always feel like people that are on these shows show their ass to get themselves, like, as a star or whatever, get themselves recognized on the show to be brought back for further seasons. But yet, when it comes time for them to want to be taken somewhat seriously in a lane that's all about networking and being respected, I don't see that happening. It's kind of like Arian. Arian's not, doesn't have nearly the track record as Mama D does, but at the same time, who is Arian? Like, that's literally her Twitter handle. Who is Arian? Like, I guess every singer who was once big now was once unknown at some point in time, but having Love and Hip Hop Atlanta is your, your background, your experience, is kind of like, Now, K. Michelle is an anomaly, okay? K. Michelle just had, enough talent to kind of push her on through. And because she was, likable in a sense to where her music was able to relate to her character on the show. Cool. But as you can see, she's literally... Can I think of anybody else? No, I don't think I... Not on K Michelle level. I was going to say Cardi B had something, but, you know, at least K Michelle's put the stuff on iTunes. You know what I'm saying? I went all off tangent and shit. But it's still relevant to the fact that she's trying to bring Jock onto this. And even Jock is kind of like, I mean, okay. Jock tried to at least, he did the kind of problem solving that we like to see. Like, even if I come to you with an idea and you don't like it and you shut it down, you at least provide like an alternative solution. You know what I'm saying? But he tried to say that he wanted Mama D to come up with like a 2016 version of like the Cupid Shuffle or some shit. Basically something that you can dance to. Like when the song comes on, there's like a unified dance to it. Kind of like when the Dab comes on, or Stanky Leg, or what is it? What's another shit? The damn Nay Nay and whatever the other bullshit, Whip and all that stuff. It's songs like that are popular and they're hit because everybody can do something to it when it comes on and it's fun. But at the time, those are usually like fads. Like, when's the last time you can really do the Stanky Leg? But, you know, he's basically saying maybe since you're not really known like that or really respected too much like that, like if you have like a song that's like that people can kind of have fun with, that might get you some traction. That makes people kind of like want something else, okay? Which is probably the best thing that Mama D can do right now. Like, that's probably the best advice that she's gotten with this whole whatever that she's doing. So, in the midst of that conversation, she discussed the fact that she didn't track Ernest's phone, and she believes that she's been, you know, working all these, saying he's doing all this work, but ain't got no money to show for it. Now, I think Mama D actually, even though I'm not gonna say that tracking her husband's phone was, you know, the right thing to do, but she had, you know, reason enough to believe that he was out there doing some shit that he had no business. Especially with the fact that he hadn't been, you know, fucking her right, he hadn't been paying the bills like he's supposed to, which I still don't understand how she didn't recognize all this stuff before they got married again, but, you know, that's neither here nor there. She's recognizing all this stuff, and he's out there acting shady, catching the bus, going to unforeseen, you know, locations. You know, that's liable to believe, okay, I need to figure out what the hell is going on. And I just feel like Ernest kind of made it bad for himself, because if you just told her that, no, never mind. Because you can imagine how Mama D would have acted initially if he told her that he was meeting with, what's her name? Shirley? What's her real name? Because that's what everybody be calling her. Whatever it was, Rashida Mama. I guess if he had told her that he was going with Rashida Mama, that probably wouldn't have worked out, because she probably would have been like, bitch, what? You know? So, she follows him and finds him, and she's trying to throw this whole hoopla fit and shit, and he just tried to explain to her, like, I just needed to, you know, talk to her about, you know, you, and I need somebody to talk to because you was out here acting a goddamn fool and all this other stuff. So now she's like, oh, okay. You know, I guess. Even after they saw the pastor, they still was having their own little issues. Mama D is crazy, y'all. Mama D just need... she need Jesus is what she need. So in other bullshit, I feel like I've a broken record when it comes to this lady. So they're at this, I forget, what's the man's name? The guy they're doing this show in LA for Grammy Week. What is his name? Shit, I can't remember his name. Whose show was Mimi and Dime and Carly Red? Russell Simmons? I think that was his name. But either way it goes, they're all at this, you know, comedy event or what have you. And, you know, Stevie J brings Jessica Dime, and of course, Jessica and Mimi have their whole history from last season about her trying to manage her and it didn't work out with Stevie and blah, blah, blah. So when Stevie walks in with Jessica Dime, maybe he's kind of like, you know, like confused as fuck, because she tried to initially get her in the studio with Stevie, and he was kind of like, I don't think so. And so for her, I guess, for him to walk in with her, it's kind of like, huh? But Mimi always takes it to the next level. Mimi stays acting like she is the head of the drama club of High School Musical, because I can't for the life of me understand why this woman cries and feels so much emotion for the shit that Stevie be doing. Like, I mean, I understand that she probably could be angry, but and with the stuff that's going on this particular season, I don't understand it. If he has 2 other children that he's paying child support, wait, is he paying child support? Did she say he was paying child support? I don't remember. But the fact that he had 2 other kids with 2 other women, so I mean, you're not putting him on child support. Your daughter isn't going without. So why are you mad that he didn't tell you about that? I don't know. That has no effect on you. And now, even if he did bring in Jessica Diamond, she's kind of looking like, what the fuck? Like, that's not something to start crying and saying, you better communicate, you better show me that you care and shit. Let me tell you something. Mimi still want this man. Mimi has tried so hard. She done dated Nico, rat looking ass. She done even dipped in coochie, but she still, at the end of the day, I believe still wants Stevie J in her in her bed. So there's no other explanation for the way that she be acting other than the fact that she will still want the dick. Like, you sitting up here boo-hoo crying, talking about how much you hurt me. What I just don't have any more words. I don't have any more words. And then she talking about don't do it another time. I'm like, but Mimi, he's done this multiple times already. In the course of the, 14, 15 years that y'all known each other? He's done this multiple times. And here you come saying, don't do it again. First of all, you know he's going to do it again. Secondly, you know you're going to take him back when he does it. So why even... why even waste breath? I don't know if he said this. I can't remember if he actually told Mimi this or not. But he basically said in so many words, look, I don't really want to work with Jessica Diamond. I don't really give a fuck about if she has a song or not. But what I do care about is trying to get her mad, is getting Jocelyn mad, because I know that her and Jocelyn have little, history. So I'm going to work with her to get back at Jocelyn for all this bullshit she been putting me through the blogs with this whole, not paternity test. Well, actually, the paternity test, because she's spreading around saying I got babies and shit. And this lie detector test saying I watch gay porn, which is probably true, but you ain't got to put it out there like that. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I'm working with Jessica Diamond to get back at her ass for doing this all petty shit. Next, I need to quickly clock Miss Kelsey, Kirk and Rashida's daughter. Listen, how old is this woman again? I don't know if they ever really specified. She looks like she's in the 18 to 25 age group. Either way it goes, sis, I don't think you're understanding it. And Kirk and Rashida, they're saying it in the confessionals, but they're not necessarily saying it to her face directly as it needs to be. So Kirk and Rashida are building this new house. They have, I guess, their old house that I guess Kelsey grew up in, and they have the Buckhead, apartment. Well, they're going to get rid of the Buckhead apartment, I guess, whenever the lease is up or whatever. And they're only going to have this new house that they're building and the old house that they lived in. Well, their plan is that they're going to move their artists into, I guess, the old house. And they're going to have a recording studio within the new house that they're building to kind of house their artists and hone them or whatever. I still don't understand how they're going to hone artists when they can't hone themselves. But that's neither here nor there. So they're going to have all these artists, in the surrounding area so they can have easy access to them, work on them, do whatever. Kelsey still, kind of has a problem with this because she feels a way about, first of all, there's another bitch living in her childhood home, which, I mean, I can understand, but you got to get over that. Like, that's not enough. Secondly, they're having a recording studio that she feels like she's just going to move into either the old home or the new home, and Kirk and Rashida are like, she's not living in either. And thirdly, she's still trying to press this whole thing on, I'm ready, I can do this, I can do that. But yet, when you're rejected and you're told that you still have some things to work on, you throw a hissy fit, you have this attitude, and it's like, but sis, here's what you have to understand. You're trying to get into an industry that's all about who you are, what people know about you, and whether or not they're going to want to work with you. And the fact that you're throwing this whole hissy fit and having this this attitude or what have you, just because somebody told you no and that you're not ready, but that you still have some honing, some skill building to do, and you're gonna do all this, anybody gonna want to try to work with you, because anybody gonna try to want to babysit your ass, okay? If you're told that you're not ready, that means, okay, tell them, ask why you're not ready, what it is that you can improve on, work on that, and come back. So that way it can show drive, it can show initiative, and it can show that you're actually trying. But for you to get told no and then throw this whole hissy fit like, oh, the world owes you something, because that ain't gonna get you nowhere. And I guess it was just salt on the in the wound when she talked when the girl that they're trying to move down here came to press the little store that Rashida got and told her that she was not only going to be doing all this stuff, moving into her old house, she's the one being signed and all this other stuff, but she's going to actually be working at the store too. So now Kelsey just feel completely over it. Throwing this whole hissy fit. Now I understand. I'm not going to sit here and say like I just feel like she's not just for feeling some type of way. But at the same time, the way that you handle it is what's important. Because if you can't show that through some sort of adversity that you can still keep, a sense of professionalism, you're doomed from the start, baby. Because nobody, like I said, nobody's going to want to work with that. The industry they're trying to get into is all about, vibing and, respect. And if you acting like a kid, ain't nobody gonna want to deal with that shit. I'm just gonna let you know that up front. So really quickly, I'm gonna talk about the comedic part of this episode. When Betty Idol and D. Smith are head to CeeLo Green's house. And first of all, well, you know what? That's not important. I'll just talk about CeeLo Green and his feet. CeeLo Green looked like a toad, but bless his heart, I still like CeeLo. Regardless. She's talking about how she's an artist, a producer, I don't think she's a singer, but she's a writer and a producer and whatnot of songs. And she said she's going to play one of her songs. And did y'all hear that song? Did y'all hear that song that she was playing? Someone, look at that fancy girl living in the fancy world. Fancy girl. I'm like, why does it sound like a song by Cassie or something? Like, this? And he's sitting up there doing like he just vibing with it. I'm like, CeeLo, stop playing. Don't sit here and lie to this girl and give her false hope. Now, I'm not saying that she isn't talented, but that is not it. That is not it. I don't care what. And she was over there mouthing the words like she was jet, bitch. No. So Stevie and Jocelyn finally meet up after however long they've been fussing and fighting with each other. And she tries to talk about this whole picture with Rick Ross. And I'm just like, honestly, I don't see anything wrong with it either. I mean, I guess you could feel something, but it still isn't enough for the lengths that they go on about it. And Jocelyn don't feel like she did anything wrong either. But what was interesting was when she brought Tommy over, this whole situation was weird to me because Jocelyn kept trying to initiate a threesome, but Tommy is like, I mean, I only kind of said I was going to let Stevie eat my cooch when it was scrap, and I tried to get him mad. But I don't really want Stevie J to eat my cooch. I just kind of want him to give me a song. But I want Jocelyn to eat my cooch. I don't really want Stevie to be a part of it. But Jocelyn is still trying to make Stevie a part of it. And Stevie is kind of like, I'm not trying to touch this because this is my nephew's girl. And I just know as his role model, he wouldn't want me, sitting here in a pool with her girl naked with her ass shaking. Like, it was just weird. And Stevie felt like it was weird too. But this last part I'm talking about is this whole Carly Rae and life shit. So, as we know, Carly Rae was dealing with scrap. And I guess Life found out about it or whatnot. But Don was telling that Life was married. Okay, cool. So apparently there was an Instagram caption or something where the girl put up, she's German or something. And she basically was saying that she wasn't married, but Carly took it as the fact that he was. But here's the part that was weird to me. Life said, I know me and Carly have a situation, or we discussed, or I knew who Carly Red was going in, and she knows that, you know, I talked to different ladies, but she never made it clear that she was talking to other dudes. That's something that I never really too much understood. Like, if you have an agreement that you can talk with other women, why is it such a surprise to you that this other person is talking to other people as well? Like, you think you can just go do what you want, but yet they're still obliged to only be exclusive to you? That makes no sense. You know, it's like, I can do whatever I want to do, but you can only fuck with me. Like, when you say it out loud, does that make sense? Because this makes sense to me. But he was saying he was feeling some type of way about it, and I just was confused. But this was the whole scene where I guess he's trying to propose to her and she even fell out and off the damn park bench. I hope they didn't have to shoot that scene too many times, because I think she probably would have hurt her head by then. But bless her. We bless her heart, baby. But that was the end of the episode, y'all. Next week actually looks like it's going to be good, because Dime and Jocelyn going to go at it. Was it Carly Red and Tierra are going to go at it because of the whole scrap thing? So that should be interesting. But this week was kind of blah. But like I said, make sure y'all get y'all stuff for the blackout. It's officially next weekend. I'm so excited. And I will see you guys in the next video. Bye-bye.
Like, share, subscribe.
Washington.